Welcome to the channel. Imagine a city under siege for over 5 months, where every inch of ground was fought for. A battle so fierce, its consequences echoed across the world. Welcome to Stalingrad, the bloodiest confrontation of World War II. Today we'll explore the brutal reality of Stalingrad and its lasting impact on the course of the war. It's the summer of 1942. The Nazis, having swept across Europe, are now deep into Soviet territory. Hitler, obsessed with securing oil supplies in the Caucasus and crushing Soviet morale, orders his army to take Stalingrad. The city, named after Soviet leader Joseph Stalin, is of immense symbolic importance. For Hitler, capturing it would be a victory over the Soviet state itself. But as the German army reaches Stalingrad, they are unaware that this city will become the ultimate battleground not just for territory, but for the fate of the entire Eastern Front. Stalingrad was an industrial hub, a city of factories, transport links, and a vital crossing point on the Volga River. For the Germans, capturing it would deal a devastating blow to the Soviet war effort. The battle began with a heavy aerial bombardment, reducing much of the city to rubble. But it didn't end there. The Soviets, determined to defend their city, turned every building, every street, into a fortress. German forces expected a swift victory. They were wrong. The Soviet resistance was fierce, and the urban landscape was now a death trap. Urban combat in Stalingrad was unlike anything the world had seen before. Soldiers fought building by building, room by room. Snipers hide in shattered windows, and soldiers engage in brutal close-quarter combat in narrow alleyways. The Germans, unused to this kind of fighting, were bogged down. Both sides suffered immensely. The Soviets used the city's ruins to their advantage, while the Germans, exhausted and overstretched, faced constant Soviet counterattacks. For every inch gained, countless lives were lost. The city itself became a graveyard. By November, the brutal Russian winter descended, further complicating the German assault. The Soviets, however, had a secret weapon, a counteroffensive that caught the Germans off guard. Operation Uranus, launched by the Soviets, encircled the German Sixth Army, trapping them inside the city. Faced with freezing temperatures, starvation, and constant bombardment, the German forces began to collapse. Hitler refused to allow them to retreat, dooming his soldiers to an inevitable defeat. The siege lasted until February 1943. The German Sixth Army, under General Friedrich Paulus, was forced to surrender. Over 300 German soldiers were either killed or captured. The Soviets, though victorious, paid a staggering price, an estimated 1.1 million casualties, including soldiers and civilians. The fall of Stalingrad marked a turning point in the war. The Soviet Union had dealt a crushing blow to Nazi Germany, halting their advance eastward. The psychological impact on both sides was profound. For the Germans, it was the first major defeat of the war. And for the Soviets, it was a moment of immense pride and hope. Stalingrad wasn't just a military defeat for the Germans. It was a turning point in the entire conflict. The Nazis were forced into retreat, and the Soviet Union began pushing them back, eventually leading to the liberation of Eastern Europe and the fall of Berlin in 1945. The battle also marked a shift in momentum. From Stalingrad onward, the Axis powers were on the defensive, while the Allies, united in their fight against tyranny, gained strength. It proved that no army, no matter how powerful, could stand against the determination of a nation fighting for survival. The brutal reality of Stalingrad serves as a reminder of the horrors of war, the human cost, the resilience of soldiers and civilians, and the indomitable will to resist. It changed the course of history and helped bring about the eventual defeat of Nazi Germany. Stalingrad was more than a battle. It was the story of survival, sacrifice, and ultimate triumph against tyranny. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives into history's most pivotal moments.